Stitchy friends! My name is Dana, and welcome to my Flosstube channel, Day by Day with Dana. On this channel, I talk about cross stitch and a little bit about crochet and a few other crafts, but mostly about cross stitching. And so, also, I'll throw in a little bit about life here and there too. So, welcome! And first of all, you guys, I want to say a huge thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I feel so warmly welcomed by the Flosstube community. I was just blown away by how many people watched my video and commented last time, and it was super fun to get to know some of you and to have you guys interact. And it's one of the reasons why I wanted to start making Flosstubes is not only did I want to journal kind of my cross stitch adventure, but I also wanted to get to know some other stitchy friends because I don't have a lot of people here locally. Actually, I don't have any friends that I know that stitch. I mean, I have like very loosely a few friends, but nobody that like is obsessed, loves it, wants to do it all the time kind of thing. And that is definitely me. I have fallen down the rabbit trail of cross stitch, and I am like, I've jumped off the cliff. I'm all in. I'm here for it, right? I mean, talk to me about floss and patterns and fabric. Let's do it all day, right? That's where I'm at. So that's why I've just been loving getting to know you guys and joining the Flosstube family. So thank you guys so much. It's been super fun. Let's just dive in. I'll start with a little life update. It's fall now. Last time we talked, I was just dying for it to start raining, and we're full on in fall. We live here in the Pacific Northwest, so it's rainy, which is wonderful. But then when we get a little bit of sun, it's beautiful fall weather here because everything's greening up, so pretty. And I love rain, love it, and so love the stormy, all that kind of stuff. And I don't know about any of you, but the world is just rough right now, right? And there's so many tough things going on, and I love cross stitch and crafting because I don't know about you, but when it gets cold and stormy and fall, winter weather, it's like I just want to burrow down in I want to burrow away and just stitch and play until next April. Like, that's how I feel. I'm like, let's just cozy up and let's stay home and do all the things, and yeah, that's how I'm feeling. So I'm super thankful for my hobbies and all of that. So yeah, loving the fall weather. So what have I been up to? I'm home full time. I'm a full-time homemaker, and I love, it's one of my favorite things is being a mom. I'm very thankful for my two kids. I shared last time our daughter is married, so she's out of the house soon, married to our son-in-law Zach. And they're actually getting ready to move, so we've been kind of, just helping them think through all that, navigate, and listen to their plans, and it's kind of exciting and fun for them. And then our son Josiah, who's 13, he lives here at home still, obviously. Hello, he's 13. So we homeschool him. So because of his spinal stuff, we kind of got into homeschool not planning on getting into homeschool. When Josiah was born, there's 7-year distance between our kids because I wasn't able to get pregnant very easily, and so there was a pretty big gap. So Dara was originally in, she went through 1st through 5th grade at a local Christian school, and that worked out great until we had Josiah. And when we had Josiah and he had all of his spinal surgeries, which I shared last time that he was born with a rare abnormality of spinal issues, a rare spinal abnormalities, and as a birth defect. And so he had to have multiple surgeries. He had to have 8 surgeries from the time he was 2 to about 8. So about 5.5, 6 years, we went through major spinal surgeries with him. So during that time, it got super hard to keep Dara in school. It was like, and particularly because his situation went on so long. So teachers are able to give a lot of grace and a lot of support for, a while, but when it goes on months and months and months on end, and years on end, it just got to be where it was super hard to be juggling everything that we were with Josiah and then trying to juggle in and out and all the school stuff. So we ended up, and she actually really wanted to come home and be with us. Our daughter, she wanted to be with us when we were at the hospital, when we were going to PT, and so it was the best choice for us was homeschool. And I'm not one of these people that thinks one size fits all. I definitely think you need to really think through what will work for your family. What do you feel like as a mom, as parents that you can handle? So I really think you need to evaluate too, like each kid and how they learn best. And so in our situation, homeschools worked out really great. So we brought Dara home. At that point, she was in starting 6th grade, and I started homeschooling her. And she ended up homeschooling all the way through from 6th grade till when she graduated high school. And it was a wonderful experience. She did fantastic at it. We found a local homeschool. Actually, it's called Northwest. Oh, hold on. Northwest Academy, and it's a series of teachers there's like 250 teachers from Washington all the way down through California, Washington, Oregon, California, and they're all accredited teachers who provide to homeschool families all the upper level classes that are more challenging to teach, like all of your challenging maths and all your high school sciences and all of your like upper level language arts, writing, paper type things. And so you can participate in those. You can enroll in those, and then for just certain classes, or you can do all that they offer. And so we had Dara in all of the high school sciences for that, and that was fantastic because I wasn't going to dissect a fetal pig at home on my kitchen table, right? So it was wonderful because then she could go to her high school, a little class. It was a small group, but it was taught by a regular teacher. It was amazing. And then all the rest of the stuff we did at home. So it worked out really well for us. And then because of that, we just automatically started Josiah homeschooling, and he's been homeschooling ever since and loves it. We do great. He really enjoys it. So it gives us a lot of flexibility. And so why am I sharing that? Oh, because right, what have I been up to? So we tip our school year a little later. So we do school from like October through 4th of July, kind of like October through June. Because number one, the weather around here, we get our best weather from July to September. That's like our summer is July to September. So it doesn't make any sense to be starting him in school end of August, beginning of September, because that's like one of our best months of weather. So we just decided that we'll start school October and run it through June, because in June we typically are still getting tons of rain. So it works well for us. It also kind of works well with my husband's work schedule and just other things we do. So because it's October, we are just now finally fully getting him into all of his curriculum and all of his stuff. And so I've been doing a lot of that, been getting him kind of like back in the total groove. We do a little bit nonstop through the summer, just small little things, but his overall larger curriculum we start in October. So we've been getting that going. And speaking of Josiah, I have a little stitchy thing to tell you about Josiah. So, see this cute little bag. This is from Dot Dot Goose. And it's a little project bag. And Josiah, I love to have him like explore craft stuff because I just think, why not? Let kids try all the things. And that's the cool fun thing with homeschool is everything counts for school. I mean, everything. Like, everything counts. So I thought I was at Hobby Lobby and I found these cute little perforated like bookmarks, right? Little, not perforated, cross-stitching bookmarks. And I thought, they're the little cross-stitching. I'll show you what this is in a minute. And I thought, ooh, I should have him do cross-stitch. Just try something little, make something for his grandma for Christmas, my mom or something. And I thought that would be fun. Well, when we got the patterns that came on, this is the little kit that I got from Hobby Lobby, and it just comes with how many bookmarks does it come from? 8 bookmarks. So there was like 3 white, 3 black, I think, or no, 3 white. Is that right? Anyways, there was basically 3 different colors, right? And then they gave you these 3 different patterns on the back. Well, I thought he would maybe like this one that was on the front, and we could just change the colors and make it what he wanted. But he didn't like it. He was like, I don't really, let's do something else. He's like, Mom, what about Star Wars? Let's do a Star Wars pattern. So what we did is we went to, have you guys ever seen those perler bead crafts? Where the kids take the plastic and those little plastic pellets and they put them on the pattern boards, and then you iron them into those little plastic shaped things, right? Perler beads. Well, they have there's like millions of websites that have perler bead patterns on them. So I figured, hello, anything pixelated like that is same as a cross stitch pattern. So we went to one of those websites, and they're all free. You can print them out. So he found these 2 patterns. He found this one, and it's got Luke and Han and Chewbacca and Darth Vader, and he loved that. And then he also loved the pattern of the lightsabers, but he wanted them both on the same bookmark. So I was like, okay, well, let's get out the graph paper. So we got out our graph paper, and we drew the size of the bookmark. This is very large graph paper, okay? We drew the size of the bookmark, and then he figured out, he copied, this, traced it onto here. Actually, what was nice is our graph paper in this matched really well. So we traced it onto there, and then he shrunk down, if you'll notice, the size of the lightsabers down, and he wanted one for Luke and one for Darth Vader. So this was his little bookmark pattern. And then over here we figured out the color of his hair, we had to figure out how many different kinds of floss we needed and all that. So it was super fun to do that with him. And you guys, if you have grandkids and you want to come up with little patterns, go to the perler bead. Let me see. It's if you go to Candy Patterns, KANDI patterns.com. The website is right there. It's backwards, sorry. candypatterns.com. And it is and KANDI. I already said that. Okay, so then you can take any of those patterns, print them out, and have the kids design or make any of their own little bookmarks. So let me show you what he's been working on. So it's connected here to this. I have this little tiny floss book, and we attached the needle minder here because it was too heavy to hang on the bookmark. So I've got it going like this. So here's his little, here, let me put this up. This will show it better. So here's the progress that he's made so far. Isn't that cute? So we've got Luke up top, and we've got his little lightsaber, and he's got the start of the big lightsaber here, the start of the red ones, and then we've got the floating little Darth Vader face at the bottom, because the Darth Vader face has the gray inside and the black around, which we got to finish. So that's his progress so far, and he's doing pretty good. He's having fun. I wouldn't say he loves it. He doesn't love it, but he's trying it, and he's having fun, and he loves Star Wars, so he's kind of motivated to finish this, which is fun. And then also, he has, because of his spinal stuff, one of the things I've wanted to make sure with him is that his hand-eye coordination is a little bit affected because of nerves and some things in his spinal cord. So it's always been a good thing to have him have to do things that require hand-eye coordination, that fine detail stuff. So that's why periodically I'll kind of challenge him with some kind of little project like this, and for hand-eye coordination. And he doesn't know that that's why he's doing it, but it helps because he's got to do little stuff. And so, anyways, isn't that fun? Little tiny bookmark. So I'll have to update you on as he finishes and gets more of that project done. But it's really fun, and that figuring out on the grid, the graph paper and all that, that took some time. That took us an hour or more of just figuring out and making the pattern, but it was super fun, and I think it's going to be super cute when it's done. So, and I think you'll always be proud of it. I might, when we're done, mount it to a piece of sticky board, or not. Sticky board's kind of thick. I'll probably mount it to another piece of cardstock to protect the back, and then also just to make it a little thicker, because they're thick bookmarks, but not really, and I just don't want it to bender get ruined when he goes to start using it. So that was fun. Um, so yeah, so that's what we've been up to. Um, so there's a few things I will dive into that kind of follow up from my last video. I asked you guys about whether or not I should do the panes on the windows in my February sampler from Country Cottage Needleworks, and it was super fun. You guys gave me ideas. You said it was kind of a resounding yes, put the window panes on. So I'm going to do that. I actually didn't get around to it, so I will show you when I have it completed. I mean, I know it's like takes 2 minutes, but I have been going wild with other stitching. So I will show you that though when I get it done and ready to frame. But I'm going to try possibly a darker brown. Some people suggested brown or a dark pink because I was a little leery of doing black on such a light sampler. So actually I think I have it right here. Yeah, I do. Here is the sampler, and see how it's all light colors. And so, and then only black really is right here on the little envelopes. But I think I'm going to try it first with the black and see what I think. And if it's too dark, then I might go with the dark brown, or I might go with the dark pink. So we'll see, and I will keep you guys posted. But thank you for your input. I really appreciate it. It kind of made me go, okay, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it look good. So thank you for that. Also from my last video, a follow-up. I met multiple people here who live in the Northwest. Yay! So hi to all of my Washingtonian friends who also live here in the state of Washington. And I also even found one person who lives here in Vancouver, Washington, and other people who we share like multiple interests and or similar love of patterns or crochet, which is just really, really fun. I'm hoping to connect more possibly with the stitcher. I can't remember her name right now because we haven't connected yet. So I'm hoping we can either, so if you're watching this, I commented on your comment, and so check that out and email me or message me on Instagram if you live in the Vancouver, Washington area, Portland area, and you have you want to connect more, because I would love that. That would be a lot of fun to have a local friend stitcher. Also, some of you guys talked about that I enabled you on my last video with patterns or just, you know, places on Etsy, that kind of stuff. And I'm like, hello, how long have you guys been enabling me? Like, I have been in love with, like, I started gathering and watching and following cross stitch stuff for probably 6 months to a year before I actually started cross stitching. So I was like gathering supplies. I was buying a little bit here, laying a little bit there, but I didn't really know what to do with it or how to do anything. And I was gathering tools and things like that. And so you guys were enabling me for quite a while. So back at ya, right? Also, I think we need to change our words. Instead of enabling, why don't we call it let's call it stitching empowerment. How's that? Stitching empowerment is what it is. And I love it. I'm all about that. Let's see. Oh, the other thing, somebody asked, they wanted to see Coconut, our dog, a picture of him. So I think I'll put a picture right here in just a minute. I'll impose it right here. And there he is. He's a wild, he barks a lot, I will say that. There, he's pretty territorial, but sweet dog, very cuddly, fun, sweet dog. He's an American Eskimo and a poodle combined, and so he doesn't shed. He's a hypoallergenic dog. He was actually given to us by a breeder who heard about our story with Josiah, our son, when we were going through all the surgeries with him, and they gave away one of their dogs. Like every 6 months to a year, they would give away one of their dogs to a family that couldn't regularly afford them. And someone shared our story with this breeder, and that we and she contacted us and said, hey, I would love to give a puppy to your son to maybe help as he goes through his long recoveries and stuff. And so we actually weren't looking for a puppy at the time, but it was a major gift because they are more expensive dogs because they're hypoallergenic, and we thought, well, why not? Let's give it a go. And it ended up, it was a little crazy to manage a puppy and be dealing with his spinal stuff. Um, there was a period of time where I thought we'd lost our minds because, puppies are a lot of work, and poodles, they need exercise and things like that. So there was a while there where I was pulling my hair out and wondered if we made the right decision. But in the long run, he's ended up being a lot of fun for our family, and so we love Coconut. But now we call him Mo, and if you want the whole story it's in my first video, but he's got like 5 names, but we call him Mo because he went to Coconut, Kokomo, Kokobro, and then we landed on Mo. So, anyways, all right, let's dive into some stitching, okay? I'm going to talk about some finished objects, and then I'm going to talk about some whips that I've got and some new starts, and then I'm going to talk about, what else? Sorry, I keep messing with these papers. Oh, and then I'll share my haul, because I did get a few things between when I saw you guys and now. And then I'll share at the end just a little update on some of my cross-stitch stuff. So, okay, so let's talk about my finished object. So this is actually, I'm really big about do what you love, right? Do projects that you love. And if you don't love a project, put it away for a while. Like, don't torture yourself, right? Don't put pressure on yourself to, like, it has to be finished, or like if you start a stitch along and you get really behind and it's not exciting you anymore, let it go. Put it away for a while. Pull it out next season. I mean, I'm really big about do what you love. So along those lines, it was the first day of fall, which was September 21st, I think, was the autumn equinox, first day of fall. And I fell in love. I kept seeing everywhere Brenda Gervais' booklet, all of the Halloween. Let me show you this booklet. The Jack-O-Lantern Jubilee by Brenda Gervais. And I was like, oh my word, I just kept seeing all these adorable, adorable patterns that are in this booklet. And I just knew, I was like, oh my word, I have to do that. And so I fell down the rabbit hole. And I started a brand new start that wasn't even on my thing when we talked last time. And so I did the trick or treat. And so there it is. I started it and I finished it. I don't know where to see. I'm trying to hold it up so I can see. Anyways, I started it and I finished it. And I did it on, let me pull up the information while I'm showing it to you. It is number 12. Okay. So I did it on, this is on 16 count caramel macchiato by Fiber on a Whim. 16 count caramel macchiato by Fiber on a Whim. It's Ada by Zweigart. And it is, I switched out the threads because I didn't have the kinds of threads. I just used DMC, and so I did all the threads conversions, which if anybody wants those, message me and I can do them, or I can put them down in the information below the video. So yeah, that's what I did. I finished it, and so now I'm trying to decide whether or not to make it into a pillow, or whether I put it on sticky board and I mount it as like a little object. And so I found this really cool, in her booklet she shows it as a pillow, right? And a lot of people have done this as, see, here's the little pillows that she made, right? And there it is as a little pillow, which is super cute. But I've also seen it done as, mounted on like a square board with fabric behind it and all this stuff. So I have watched Primrose Cottage Quilt and Stitches on Instagram and on Etsy. She has a video about how to finish small pillows called How to Make a Cross Stitch Pillow with Trim. So it's by Primrose Cottage Quilt and Stitches on YouTube, and it's How to Make a Cross Stitch Pillow with Trim. Super, super practical, helpful, and so I'm thinking I may do that. I also found a good one by Lori Holt that's called, her YouTube video was Cute Little Cross Stitch Pillows Tutorial that she does with her little stitch cards, her stitch card patterns. And so that one was real similar to the Primrose Cottage quilt one, but I thought, so I kind of learned some things between those two. But I wanted to ask you guys, do you have any recommendations for other finishing tutorials? Like, do you have people that you follow or YouTube videos that you watch that have been really helpful for you for finishing pillows, also finishing just for displays? I have watched like Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch. I've learned a lot from her. I mean, I'm starting to get inspired to be willing to try some things, and I think she might have a pillow video, but I haven't watched it yet. And then also, who else? What is it? Vintage and Verses? Is that her name? Anyway, she's on Flosstube. I think it's called Vintage and Verses. Is it Vintage and Verses? I'm sorry, I should have written it down. But she does wonderful finishes. She does finishes into bags. She does finishes onto display things from Hobby Lobby. So I've watched a few of her things, but I was just wondering if you guys have any recommendations. I would love to know, because I feel like I'm brand new to finishing. And my husband's a quilter, so I have a really awesome, like behind me, you can't, or be on this other wall, I have a whole wall of access to fabric and sewing machines, and I do know how to sew. So, real basics. So I really probably will enjoy it, but I just need to kind of get over the hurdle of doing my first one and being brave and trying it out. So shoot your ideas and the people that you love in the comments. I would love to hear about those. That would be fun. So that is my first finish. And then my second finish is, this is my, okay, so I told you guys I turned 50 this year back in April, and my husband threw a English tea party for me, and I share the same birthday as the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth, and I have always loved that, found out about it in high school, and it's been kind of a running joke my whole life that me and the Queen share a birthday, and we plan our birthdays together every year and all this stuff. Well, this year I turned 50 and she turned 95, which I just thought was a special, fun thing. And so I found this free pattern on, it was called the Royal Wedding Freebie, and it was by stitcherhood.com, and you could just print it out, and I thought it was perfect, so I just finished it. Yay! I did it. This was a really fun, easy one. I actually started out, this again, because I'm a newer cross stitcher, I started out by, counting each row, and then I realized, watching Kimberly Jolly on Fat Quarter Shop, that I could do the fill in, the outline method. So what I started doing is I would stitch just the complete outline of this blue. And then I didn't have to count. Then I just went row by row by row, just filling it in, but I didn't have to count every row. And since this one had such different places that it ended, and it kind of had these jagged edges, it made it tricky as you went down. Every row was different. And so it was amazing. Once I did the fill-in method, this went really, really, really fast. So I think it turned out really cute. And so now what I'm going to do, so this isn't actually fully finished. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the Queen's initials here. I'm going to put her initials, and then 95 years is what I'm going to put, Queen's initials 95, and then I'm going to put my initials, and then I'm going to put 50 years. So it'll have her initials, my initials, and our ages, and then up here I'm going to put 2021. Just kind of as a commemorative piece, since it was my 50th and her 95th, and just also since we had a British tea for my birthday and stuff this year. So anyways, that is my next finish. Yay! And when I was doing this too, I realized how fun it is to have something that only has 2 colors, because you're hardly having to change. You're not having to have tons of floss out. It was kind of fun. I can see why people do red samplers, or they'll do stitches or they'll do patterns that don't have, tons and tons of things. So this was a fun stitch. So yay for that. Okay, and I will show you guys that one once I get it all, when I do officially get it fully finished with the initials and stuff. So hopefully next time I'll have that done. Okay, so now I'm going to show you my whips and a few, whips I guess, and a few new starts. Okay, so the next one I'm going to show you is, so this one is called Halloween Ride, and it is by the Floss Box. Halloween Ride by the Floss Box. I got this off Etsy. It was a PDF that you print out, and I just thought it was so cute with the little witch and the little chicken and all of that. Love the little pumpkins. So, and here's where I'm at with it. Okay, so let me just tell you. This pattern looks super cute, right? And really fun and pretty easy. Oh my word. Look at how many floss colors there are in this pattern. Like, this is it just goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Like, she changed colors quite a bit, which is fine. It adds a lot of really pretty stuff, but it every time you got to change, and it takes a lot of time. So sometimes your little small pieces are a little deceiving, because you think, oh, that'll be a cute, easy stitch, and then you go to start it, and it's like, oh my word, it ends up taking you a lot of time. Okay, so this one I did not take off of my thing, because I'm literally right in the middle of stitching stuff. So here's the progress I made. I think last time I just had, it was just the witch on the broom. But this time I finished the chicken, I got the ghost, I just need to do his eyes. I did the little spider, and I did the moon. I decided not to put the face in the moon because I love the faces in these other ones, and I wanted to keep it a little simpler. But I'm starting to work on this bottom part, and then I'll be adding in the pumpkins and all that. So it's super fun. She's super cute. And so let me give you the information on this one, because this one is, sorry, I hope I'm not making you sick. Let's see. Okay, here it is. This is the it's done on 16 count 16 count Ada Peaceful Purple. Sorry. 16 count Ada Peaceful Purple. I'm still finding fabric that I really love. I enjoy 14, 16, 18 count so far. Is kind of been as much as I've advanced. I tried linen accidentally for my very first project, and that did not go so well. So I think I'm going to have to edge myself, kind of lean into what I'm doing. But so far this has been a lot of fun. And I'm using all the called for flosses that she suggested. So that is my Halloween ride. So what was I going to say? Oh yeah, that again, I honestly wouldn't recommend this for a brand new beginner stitcher, because it is so many, and I've had to learn, so notice there's these little tiny stitches just hanging out there, right? Little half stitches and things that are way far from other things. It's actually a really good learning thing, because I had to learn how to do single stitches far away from each other, which was really good for me to have to learn those little, I don't know what they're called, just individual stitches, and what to do with them, how do you secure them in, that kind of thing. Kimberly Jolly's doing a series on the Fat Quarter Shop for brand new stitchers, and she had a video all about single stitches, and or it was single stitches, and there was something else along in the video too. It was two things that she taught, and that was super helpful for me too, for just learning what to do with these little just individuals hanging out there, especially these little tiny ones that are just way out, even the little star, what do you do when it's, anyways. So learned a lot about that. Fun. Okay, the next one is, let's see, my next whip. Okay, so this one, you guys, is a brand new start. I did this one, I wasn't planning on doing this one before, when I saw you guys last. I hadn't started it, but I got it and I freaked out. I saw it is what happened. I saw it on Instagram. Instagram's dangerous, you guys. Okay, so what this is this is by Pine Needle Quilting, and she is doing a Halloween 2021 stitch along, where every single day she releases a tiny little, kind of like, think of like the 31 days of Halloween, kind of like a little Halloween stitch a day kind of thing. And so each day on her website she's releasing the next little day's pattern, and by the time you're done you'll have this whole cool pattern. Let me show you. And it's all free on her website. So here's the grid of, squares. There's little bats in the corner, and then there's all these things. Anyway, so, and then what we're doing is she releases the pattern each day, and you'll fill up your whole thing. So by the end, you'll have your 31 days of October. And it's super cute, super fun. And so go to Pine Needle Quilting. Look that up online, and I'm just going to show you kind of just briefly. You'll get the little, it'll have October 1st, October 2nd, October 3rd, and you just print out that day's pattern. It's got the information, and then she gives you on the day one all the called for floss. I'm doing it all in the DMC and the called for floss. See, it's the October Halloween stitch along. Again, it's Pine Needle Quilting. And so let me show you what I've got done. I'm behind, obviously, because I started late, and I didn't want to take it all the way off my Q-snap. So here's what I've got so far. So I've got day number 1, 2, and 3. Isn't that so cute? I love the little eek. And I changed the letters a little bit. The letter was a little bit more scripty, and I wanted them to be a little more straight. And so that's why I did that. Oh, there's a little fuzz on the eyeball. Shouldn't look like that. There you go. And then the spells little thing sitting on top of a little book with that little bowl and the little jar, and then the little broom. So cute, little hat. Now I added that little stand underneath the hat. So there's also a Pine Needles Quilting Facebook group, and everybody's posting in there this October stitch along, and so it's really fun. You can get ideas in there. Some people are changing the colors, people are doing it on different fabrics, like the adjustment I made to the letters, people are sharing ideas like that. This little stand for the hat was an idea somebody had. So it's a super fun way to do this stitch along with other people and just see the ideas that everybody's doing. And since I'm behind, if I see anything I want to change, I've got the time to adjust the patterns. And so this has really been a fun little stitch. Just to sit down and work on one little tiny square and feel like you get something done is really fun. So the fabric and information that I'm using is, I am doing this on 14 count Zweigart Ada by Fiber on a Whim, and the color is Cypress. So this is really soft, beautiful, and it has some marbling in it. I don't know if you can see that, but it's kind of a gray and white marbly, spooky kind of a color, which I thought would be perfect for this. But I didn't want it to be too much that it distracted or took away from the design. So I don't know if you can see that, but it's really pretty. So again, it's the 14 count Ada by Fiber on a Whim, and it's the Cypress color. So it's been really fun. And then I'm using the called for DMC that she suggested in the list. So this has been a really fun stitch. Yay, it's so cute. They're just so tiny and little, and they're so fun. And then there's a little trick-or-treaters that she's got in here, like a little cat trick-or-treater, and then she's got a little haunted house, and she's got there's other little trick-or-treaters. She's got a black cat, she's got a little owl on a branch. Like, she's really been super creative with this whole stitch. Actually, what's really cool, see this broom, how it barely touches right there? The broom drops down into this second square down here, and I think it says something. I think it says boo. So it's she's been really creative with this. She also did one of these last year, but it was a Christmas one. And so if you're not into the Halloween one, but you want to go back and do her Christmas one, the Christmas one is no longer free. It was free last year. So this October one, excuse me, is free through the month of October. So you have to get, if you want to do, like, let's say you don't have time to do it, but you think, oh, I really want to get this pattern and maybe I'll do it next year or I'll work on it later. Go ahead and print out each of the things as they become available each day, because at the end of October, once this whole thing is done and out, she will pull it from being free and she will then turn it into a paid pattern. So if you want to get it while it's free, go and start printing it out now each day, because the one, I actually got the one from last year, the Christmas one, so it's very similar, but it's all Advent Christmas, super cute, like angels and trees and stars and presents and holly and bells and baby Jesus and all the different little parts of Christmas. It's really fun. And I printed them all out, but I never did it last year. So, but if you want to do that Christmas one, there's a paid pattern that you can get as well on her site. So, anyways, Pine Needle Quilting is who she is. So, that has been super fun. And I wasn't planning on doing that one, but boy, I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. Isn't that how it goes? Like, you see, everybody's starting these stitch alongs and these fun things. I literally could start like 20 projects right now, but I'm trying to refrain, trying to stay a little bit focused. Not by much, but a little bit. Okay, so my next whip is, and I've got this a little bit rolled up, and I'm like working on it right now, and I got it a little bit pulled flat, but this is my Lori Holt Vintage Christmas, and I got the gingerbread finished, and I got the candy canes done, and I started the next square, so I'm kind of slowly working my way through. And I love this needle minder. Don't hate on my Christmas music, because you guys know I shared in my last video that I love Christmas music, and I've been playing Christmas music now since July because I love Christmas and I love Christmas music, so why not, right? I've got stations that I've made or that I follow on Pandora and Spotify that I love all the old classic, like Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Nat King Cole, all those. I love all those old amazing singers and all of their vintage songs. So anyways, I've been listening to lots of those. So that's that. And this is done on, let's see, let me get the information. This is the fabric. This came in a kit. This was actually one of my very first, let's see, here it is, Vintage Christmas Sampler, Lori Holt. It came in a kit. My husband actually got it for me. This was before I was even cross-stitching and even had a clue what to do. It is 10 count oatmeal. And so you actually do, whoa, this is not working. You actually do 4 strands over one, because it's such big fat holes. You can see the holes are just huge. Very, very easy if you're a brand new cross-stitcher, because you can't miss those holes. And it's a good way to learn, but it's huge. Like, it's really big. You use a big fat needle, and you use 4 strands of floss, and it is, again, the 10 count oatmeal, and I'm using all the called for DMC. Again, it came in a kit, so it was all, I got all the stuff. So yeah, it's been a fun one. And then at the end, there's these little buttons that you add. That there's a button that goes on his hat here. There's little buttons for the gingerbread's body that are colored. Each little square kind of has these little cute buttons that I'll add at the end. So you'll be seeing this one as I go along. Yeah. Okay. What is next? Okay. Next, I've got my Owl Forest Hummingbird, which is number 10 in here. This is is my little book. It's just a little notebook that I love. Isn't he cute? Little hedgehogs. I just made my own little project book, cross stitch journal. And I just have a little project index inside. And then each page is just, it has the project name, the designer, the start date, what it's stitched on, the stitch size, the flashies, and then any notes that I have. And then I'm going to put a picture of the thing when it's done here, the pattern or the project when it's done here. So I'll always have it to remember. So it's kind of like I got the idea from Fat Quarter Shop's floss or cross stitch journal. I just haven't been able to pick one of those up yet, so I figured, well, why not? I'll just make one of my own until I can get one of those. So that's what I'm looking at over here. So this is the Owl Forest embroidery. This is this pattern. It's called Hummingbirds. I just love it. So I'm making this for my mom. My mom loves hummingbirds. They're very symbolic to her. They remind her of her mom, her dad, and her sister, who have all passed away. Anytime she sees a hummingbird, it just reminds her of them. So lots of meaning. And I just saw this and I thought, oh, it's just beautiful with all the hummingbirds. And plus these colors are very much my mom too. So here's my progress. Again, this one is still in the Q-Snap too. Here's what I've done. Yay. So this has been such a fun stitch. Now, what's really funny is this is a really large pattern, right? And it looks like it would be really complicated. So if you compare this pattern to the little witch on the broom pattern, you would think that this one, was really complicated and super hard to do. No, it's not. This pattern is actually way easier than the Halloween Ride one, the little witch on the broom, because you don't change floss as often, and it is there aren't such teeny tiny little parts. It is just the size. It's a little bigger. The pieces are bigger. I don't know. It's just way easier. You're not changing things as much, and the areas are bigger that you're stitching, and it's just been super fun. I like to stitch on really small, like this is a little 6x6 frame and little Q-snap, and because I like the tight to really keep my stuff really taut in here, and also I like to not have a huge big frame that's heavy for my hand to hold or whatever. And so for the time being, I tend to work on 6 and 8 inch frames. We'll see. That may change as I go along, but for now this is what works. So another thing that's super fun about this project is the floss is this gorgeous variegated floss. Here's the information about this. This is done on 16 count Witchelt Ada, and the color is Icelandic blue. So it's just a very soft, very pale blue. And the floss, you guys, is just gorgeous. So it's this beautiful mix of variegated floss that just has all this variegation. I mean, look at the brown. Like, there's just so many colors in that one skein of floss. And same with the greens, the blues, purple, pink. It's just so beautiful. And so as you're working it up, it gives you this natural, I mean, like this ivy piece is all one piece. I didn't change colors to do this leaf versus the edge. Just while you're stitching, it naturally variegates. And see the variegation in the flowers, and even in the bird you can see the variegation. So it's so pretty. And it works up really quickly as you're doing it, and I just love it. I'm having a lot of fun working on it. Yay! So that's Hummingbirds by Owl Forest. I love the Owl Forest patterns, you guys. I could just lose my mind on their website and buy 50 of them, but I have to refrain, right? I have to leave something on my wish list. So that's that one. Now let's see what's next. Okay. Okay, guys, so I didn't show you when I was doing the Lori Holt Vintage Christmas Sampler. That's what this one looks like. So as you see, I've got see, I decided to do the gingerbread's mouth in white because I don't know, that just was how gingerbread strike me, is that everything on them is white. But look at those cute little buttons, and see, Santa will add that little button. There's no buttons in that one, but this is the tree, the one I'm getting ready to start next. And so these are all the fun little things you'll add when it's all done. But that's what it'll look like when it's done. Super fun. Okay, and then my next whip. Okay, you guys, this one was another one that I lost my mind on. Okay, so this is one of my Pam's needle and thread bags. I love her bags, you guys. She's my favorite bag maker. She's on Etsy, Pam's Needle and Threads. She's been gone for a little while. She's had some health things come up, but she should be listing some things in her shop again soon. And I love her bags because they're really well quilted. They're quilted so they don't flop over. They're real firm. I love them. This is a 13 by 13, so it'll hold your big stuff. I actually add my own little charms to them, and I love them. So, okay. So let me tell you about this new project. Again, I didn't show you guys this one last time because I wasn't working on it. But what happened is, where is it? Here we go. What happened is this. This is what happened. Okay, so for my birthday, my mom got me the Cross Stitcher magazine, a subscription to Cross Stitcher magazine. And I just love ideas and things like that. And so she got me this, which is super fun. And it comes from the Royal Mail every month, which is really fun. I think it's so fun to get stuff from England. The Royal Mail, it just makes you feel so, I don't know, special. And so this is the November 2021 issue number 376. When you get it as a subscription, you get it a month or two early. But this won't be in stores until the beginning of November. So anyways, I saw this, you guys, and I flipped out. So first of all, I saw this teeny tiny little thing. It's a little sleigh, and I thought, what is that? Christmas is coming. And then this is what I saw. So it's this super adorable little Advent cross-stitched pattern kit thing. It's not a kit, it's a pattern. And they stitch, and then they turned it into little Advent pockets. Now I decided not to do that. I'm actually just going to stitch it up like in one large piece. But I just loved the little images. So let me show you another one that I can show you here. I mean, hello, how cute is that? That little bird. Little house, snowing, little snowman you can see here. And I just thought, oh my word, I have to do this, right? I have to do it. So I kitted it all up, and I have been working on it. If you notice, I really like cute things. I love little cute, fun things. So here is my progress. And let me tell you. So this is done on Zweigart Ada 14 count in Blizzard Blue. And I don't know if you can see in the picture, but the fabric is sparkly. It's like sparkly. It's so cute. And my needle, where's my needle? It got moved over there. Okay, so I was working on stuff and I pulled my needle out because I know what it is. I'll show you in just a minute why my needle isn't up there, but isn't that the cutest needle minder too? I got my needle minder from, let me think. I'll have to think. I can't remember right now. But I thought it was so cute. I thought it went with this project really well. So anyways, these are just the first three. I haven't added any of the numbers in for the Advent, but there'll be little numbers that'll go in each corner or down at the bottoms. And also, the white looks like it's a little hard to see. And so it's actually not as hard to see in real life. And then also, but there is an option in the pattern where they do another color of blue around to kind of help the white stick out. And I'm thinking I'm going to try that and see if I like it or not, to make it a little more visible, because it looks like in this that it's completely washed out. In real life it's not. But I may go ahead and add the blue around it anyways, just to make it a little more defined. I don't want to do the back stitching. It looked too weird. They actually don't suggest it for this because they're so small of images, but I just I'll either going to leave it or I'm going to add just a hint of that blue, because they do have that in the pattern where there's a little bit of a darker blue that goes around, and so we'll see. I'll see. I love this. It's so super fun, super cute. So because I switched, I'm not doing this on white, I'm doing it on this, what is it, the Blizzard Blue. I did switch the colors, and so, yeah, I'll have to share what those are down in the, what the colors are. I switched them into different colors for DMC, so it would be, yeah, because the other colors were pretty, they were paler, a little bit more pale, and I wanted on the blue for things to pop a little more, so that's what I did. Not fun? Oh, and just so you know, I do know that right there's 3 stitches I haven't finished yet. I was playing Floss Chicken and I lost. So next time I do brown, which is coming up in one of the next squares, I will then go back and fill in those 3 stitches. Just so you know, I knew that those weren't done. Floss Chicken, it's a bummer when you lose, right? Anyways, I am loving this stitch because you guys know I love Christmas, and I think this is going to be so fun to have the 24 days, and we can put it in like a cool frame, and just really fun to pull this out at Christmas. So yay, I'm really loving that. And so again, that was in the Cross Stitcher magazine, the pattern, issue number 376, November 2021, and it should hit stores probably in the next week or so. It might even actually be there. Our local Barnes and Noble still carries these. I'm not sure if Joann's does, but I know that our local Barnes and Noble does. And then again, you can also buy digital copies of this if you go online. So just search for Cross Stitcher online, the Cross Stitcher magazine, and it will pull up an option where you can also do digital copies, and then that way you can go to the pattern pages, and then you can print those pages out on the digital copies as well, which is awesome. Then you don't have to pay for the pattern subscription, which is quite a bit more expensive because you're actually getting it in the mail. So, okay, and then my last works in progress, my last whip is a teeny tiny little start that I had because I was so taken over by all my other holiday stuff, right? So you guys know that the Cottage Needleworks, the monthly samplers, right? This is the March sampler of the month. And because I've been slowly working my way through, I've got January done, February, and I wanted to do March. So I just barely got a teeny tiny little start on it. The little greenhouse in the middle, that's it. Just got a start on it. So that's fun. I just have been so swept away with all my other holiday stuff, but I thought I need to get this started so that I, don't forget about my samplers and don't get behind or done, and all of a sudden it's March and I haven't gotten anything done, right? So those are all my whips. Those are all the things I'm working on right now, and I could seriously probably start like 10 more because there's a couple other stitch alongs that are happening right now for Christmas, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I get so tempted, but I'm being a little cautious right now. I want to kind of tackle the ones I have. So I really want to get that the British Heart one completely done, and I want to get the Trick or Treat one completely turn into a pillow or something, get that done, and then I'll feel like I can start a couple more. So that's what I'm doing. But you know what? Have as many projects as you want. I mean, goodness gracious, if it makes you happy, do it. So I give myself a lot of permission in that area too. So I'm going to share a little bit of haul, some things that I've gotten since I saw you guys last, which is super fun. So first of all, okay, I have to tell you, my husband is the sweetest, most supportive. We enable and support each other's addictions, should I say, craft loving, because he's a quilter, right? Sorry, I'm messing with some of this stuff over here. And so we enable each other's hobbies, which is wonderful and a little dangerous too at the same time. So let me tell you, when I was growing up and I fell in love with an artist called Susie Zoo. I don't know if you guys have ever seen her stuff, but this is a calendar, and every year she comes up with a calendar, and I just love her stuff. I just think it's so happy, it's simple, it just makes me smile. It's very family, just fun, hello, just so cute. And I love this one with the two birds talking. It's like they're like, oh, have you heard? Mabel, have you heard? It's time to catch up, sharing the nest gossip. I think it's so funny. Anyways, so I have loved Susie Zoo since I was in high school, and followed her stuff all the way through. And she's literally created an entire line of characters, an entire story behind who they are, where they live. They all live in Duckport. They have families, they have kids. It's like she's developed the whole thing. And since I followed her for so long, I kind of know the whole story. You can follow her on Instagram. She's got cute stuff on there. And she's got a website and things like that. Anyways, so every year I get a new calendar, and I actually have a couple of her cross-stitch projects. I haven't done them yet. I should pull those out. I'll have to look where I have those, and I'll have to show you guys sometimes. I haven't started them. They're ones that I definitely want to start in the new year, so I'll show you those. But anyways, back to my haul. My husband Sean found this mug. And you guys, the reason I'm sharing it in haul with cross stitch is because, wait till you see. I never even knew that this picture or this particular artwork or image existed. I'd never seen it or knew about it before, and he totally surprised me. He found this on Mercari. I don't know if you guys have the Mercari app is kind of like your Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, but it's an app, and you can people list stuff, and you can buy it from them from all over the nation, and it's really fun. Anyways, okay, are you ready to see some serious cuteness? Okay, so here it is. Here's one side, and I'm just going to go really slow. So here's Mr. Duckin in his chair, lounging, relaxing, sleeping on a Sunday. It's called Sunday, what is it called? Hold on. Sunday Radio Listening is what it's called. Okay, I'm going to wrap it around slowly. There's the old time radio. How cute is that? And it's got little music notes coming out. And then now here, you guys, here's the other side. Can you believe that? There's Susie Duckin cross-stitching. She is cross-stitching. Is that not the cutest thing? Look at her little bag of floss down here, you guys. Her little needle, and she's stitching. And she's drinking tea, which we love tea. I freaked out. I mean, this is so totally my husband and I, where he's like crashed out asleep in his chair or on the couch, and we're listening to music or watching a movie or something, and here's me in my chair stitching away. I just thought it was so cute, and he surprised me with it. So that is part of my haul, because I can't get over it. It's my favorite artist, and she's cross-stitching. So yay! That was one of my favorite things I got this month. And then you guys, I can't believe this. I won 2 different giveaways. 2 different Flosstube giveaways in the last month since I saw you guys. So, I don't know if you guys know Lori with Thread Milk Designs. She has a wonderful Flosstube. And she does longer videos, which I love. She's a wonderful storyteller. She just talks and shares stories and history stuff and things about her family. And it's been fun. Excuse me. Throat getting a little dry. It's been really fun to get to know her on her Flosstubes. And she is also creates these beautiful milk cap toppers, the vintage milk cap toppers that she's turned then into floss drops. And that's why the name of her store, her Flosstube, her website is Thread Milk Designs. So she takes the milk and she puts the thread on them, the milk caps, puts the thread on them. They're super cute. Anyways, I won her giveaway on her Flosstube number 3, I think. And you guys, she sent me a really sweet little note. Thank you, Lori. It was so fun to hear from you. And I can't believe I won. And you were so generous in what you sent. I got 3 of her Statehood Splendor series. She's doing little pillow patterns, little patterns for each of the 50 states. And she, they're not all released yet. She's slowly working on them and putting them out. And so this is the one for Pennsylvania. Isn't that cute? I love the little Amish wagon, and it's so fun. And then this is the one for Utah with bees, and yep. And then here is the one for Wyoming. Look at the buffalo and the mountains. Isn't that neat? So I won those 3 patterns from Lori, and I got a bag of her sawdust that she gets from a local woodworker there in her community who has all this tons of sawdust left over, and it's perfect for filling the little pillows that she's teaching you about, and it smells amazing, and it's really super nice sawdust. Really, yeah, it's super yummy. So I got a bag of this really fun sawdust and her pattern. So thank you, Lori. I feel super blessed. Thank you so much. It was so fun. I was shocked that I won. I couldn't believe it. So that was fun. And if that wasn't enough, I turned around and like a few days later, come to find out that I won another giveaway. And this time it was on, okay, do you guys know about Annabella's? So Elaine with Annabella's, it's Anabella', Annabella's, and Elaine is the owner. She's on, let's see, she's on Instagram, and it's Annabella's, all one word, so ANABELLAS_shop. That's her Instagram name. She's got a Flosstube channel called Annabella's Shop. She's got an Etsy shop called Annabella's Shop. Anyway, she is amazing. There's like all of her stuff. She is also has a Facebook group on Facebook that's phenomenal. They share so many wonderful patterns, ideas, finishing, fabrics. She's wonderful. I really enjoy her little Flosstube videos too. And you guys, what she does is when she sends you, when you get drawn as one of the winners on her Flosstubes, she does not tell you what she's giving away. She does what's called Happy Mail. So notice on the sticker it says Happy Mail. So you have no idea what you're getting, and you just get it in the mail. Just a Happy Mail thing. And you guys, this is what I won. This is my Happy Mail by Hands On Design. And it's called The Fright This Way, and it's Signs of the Season. And it's a set of 3 patterns. I should take it out of here. You guys, this has actually been on my wish list for a while now. And so when I got the Happy Mail, I could not believe it. I thought, oh, well, what if she sends me a pattern I already have or whatever. But I got this, which I'm super excited about. Again, and the cool thing about this pattern too is they show you, so they show it obviously in the black, on the black fabric, but they also give you the option to do it in like a tan fabric, and I love that they give you the option. So isn't that fun? So I got this. Thank you, Elaine. Such a blessing. It totally made my day. It came on a day that was a little rough, and so it was like super fun to get Happy Meal. So exactly what you want Happy Meal to be for people, it totally was for me. So thank you, Elaine. I really appreciate it. And you guys check out her shop. I've purchased quite several times from Annabella's shop on Etsy, and her shipping is fabulous. Her packaging is great. She carries a really good variety of. She's got wonderful fabrics for finishing your projects, as well as she carries a really good variety of projects herself. So that's super fun. And then I also wanted to show you guys. I also got some. I love to add little charms on my bags or on my thread keeps and things like that. And Sean got me these. This is from, what are these called? Jackie Bean is what it's called. Jackie Bean on Etsy. And this is a little Santa. I don't know if you can see that very well. And little Rudolph. And then the little snowman I just showed you here was the third one that was on here. Let me show you right there. Isn't he cute? Oops. Let me get him to stop wiggling. There we go. Isn't he cute? So cute. And then this was some Halloween ones. A pumpkin, a little witch hat, and actually there was a little ghost that came on here, and then she threw in a free little skeleton, which was so cute. So those are the Halloween, and again it's Jackie Bean, so Jacki Bean, and she is on Etsy, and she has all kinds of stitch markers, and you can have but get the little clasps on the top instead of the little regular knitting stitch markers, and then that way these can be attached to your bags anywhere. So that's super fun. Like I'll show you on where was the other one? Right. Oh yeah, here was the little ghost one that I was on the other Halloween one. Isn't he cute? I just thought he went perfect with this bag. This is again one of Pam's needle and thread bags, and I thought that little ghost was so cute, so I put him on the bag there. Totally just a little fun splurge, and my husband actually surprised me with some of the extra ones, so it was super fun. So yeah, and then I've been kind of flinging these around, but I got 2 of the Starlight Stitching thread keepers. So you guys know, so Starlight Stitching Company, she's on Instagram. Starlight Stitching Co. is all one word on Instagram. And then she was on Etsy as Starlight Stitching Co. on Etsy too, but she's moved all of her sales to a website. But if you go to her Etsy, it will give you the link and tell you where to go for her website now where she's selling everything. And she does thread release. She calls them clutches, thread clutches. What are they called? Yeah, they're called clutches. She does releases of them on the 1st and the 15th of the month, and they're usually in limited quantities, and they're so cute, you guys. So I'll show you one. So here's the pumpkin jack-o'-lantern one that I got, and all of this glows in the dark. It's really fun. So it has a vinyl pouch on the front, and then it comes with, she has a really cool long beaded charm that goes here, but I kind of find they're a little long, so I tend to move them to my bags. So like I move that one to this bag right here. See how they're real long? And when I'm pulling my thread keep in and out, it kind of keeps bumping and getting in the way, so I moved it to this bag because I thought it went with these fall colors. But this came on the Starlight Stitching bag. And for those of you who maybe haven't seen these, so you've got your little vinyl pocket, right? But then inside is an additional pocket right here. See how that pulls back? And then inside you can put your scissors, and that way they won't scrape up against the vinyl inside here as well. So that's really cool. I love, it's a really nice added kind of like secret pocket feature. And then these are large. Notice how big they are. And I'll show you what they look like inside. Mine's kind of got a whole bunch of floss inside, but they're big, and she uses batting so it holds really well. And then you've got a place for your needle. The snaps work really well. You've got a large area for your working floss, and then your little orbs at the top. I love these. Really nice. So, and these pockets up front look like I only have one floss in here. These will hold like 20 flosses. They stretch out quite a bit, so they're awesome if you have a big project. So, for example, here's the one. I'll show you this. This is the other one that I got. I'll pull this stuff out. Sorry. This is the other one that I got. This is the Snowman. This one is the Marion Bright Snowman clutch that I got. And again, I put on the little short stitch marker bag charm on here because the one she gave was really long, which that one was, where's that one? Oh, that one is right here. I'll show you the long one that came on the bag. It was this one. Oops. It had the little snowman on it. That's super cute. But again, just really long, and so I feel like it works better on a bag. That's just preference for me, but I love them, and so I love that she adds them. So here it is. And then again, it has the little pocket inside like I've showed you, and like I have my scissors in there, right? So again, it's protected from the vinyl. And then inside, the reason that I did not have my needle on that new little project that I'm doing from the Cross Stitcher magazine, this one, the little advent project that I'm doing, is because they're such small stitches, and you're doing just tiny little bits, you're doing like 5 stitches of red, and then you're doing like 3 of green in here, and you're only using a really small group of flosses. I've just gone ahead and pre-needled up threads for each of the different colors, and so this works really well for that because I can just have all the threads out that I'm using, have needles ready to go of all the ones, and then I just grab the needle of whichever one I need to work on. You do it for a few stitches, put it down, get the next needle, and so on, and it makes the project go so much faster. So these have been perfect for that. So I really love these. So that is my Starlight stitching haul. And then, what else? Oh, I got the sweetest needle minder. It was a gift from my husband. And okay, you guys, I don't know if you can see this, but it's Winnie the Pooh and Piglet, right? And I got this and he got it from Gina's Unique Needle Minders. She's on Etsy as Gina's Unique Boutique, and she has lots of really adorable needle minders. She's also on Facebook, Gina's Unique Needle Minders, but on Etsy it's Gina's Unique Boutique. Okay, and it says, "What shall we do today, Piglet?" And Piglet says, "Why, stitch, of course, Pooh." Is that not the sweetest needle minder? I just loved it. So that's from my honey, Sean. And thank you, Gina. Love these needle minders. They're really thin resin acrylic, and they're thin. I like them because they're super thin, but they have the really good solid magnets that works really well. So they really hold your needle really well. So thank you, Gina. And I also got, the other one that I got was, where is it? Oh, this one, the Holly Hobby. So I don't know how many of you guys grew up with Holly Hobby, but I had Holly Hobby growing up. I had the fabric doll, and I loved that doll, you guys. I used to play with that Holly Hobby doll like crazy. I had Holly Hobby sheets. I had Holly Hobby like pillowcases, and I loved Holly Hobby. And so when I saw this needle minder, I've never seen a needle minder that was Holly Hobby, and I freaked out and had to have it because it just makes me smile every single time. Reminds me of, all those days and years ago playing with Holly Hobby. So, plus I thought it was fun because this is the March sampler. It's real homey, and it just kind of went. So, Holly Hobby. And again, that one I got at the Gina's Unique Needle Minders too. So, Let's see what else. Oh, I got some fabric. I got this from Spun Sugar Quilt Designs. And I got a really pretty 16 count Zweigart color, and the color is Wren. So I'm going to open this up because, and on Etsy, she's Spun Sugar Quilts. Just all one word, Spun Sugar Quilts. Oh, I don't want to show my address. There we go. Spun Sugar Quilts, like that. And let me show you. This fabric is really, I don't know if you can see, it's Wren. It's like a really pretty soft, kind of a brownish tan taupe, but has some really pretty marbling in it. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's really pretty. I think it's going to be really nice for lots of projects. Kind of a really good neutral, and I love it. Super soft, and it's the it's 14 count Zweigart Ada, and again in the Wren color. So I got that. That's one area that I need to slowly grow my stash in, is my fabric, because I don't have that much. And then let's see. Then I also got, so let me show you. Then I got some patterns. I got a Lizzie and Kate pattern that is it's called Tea Crazy. It's called the Tea Crazy number 134 because it contains 3 patterns. It has Little Cups of Friendship, Tea for Two, and Official Tea Lover. I'll take this out and show you so it won't go against the stuff by Lizzie and Kate. Isn't that so cute? My daughter loves tea, so I may stitch these up for her at some point. We love tea too, so it would be cute to make for the kitchen or even just to make for gifts for other people. I just love that. So I got that pattern, and then I got, oh guys, it's just dangerous when you start shopping. So this is from Debbie Creations on Etsy. It's just all one word, D-E-B-I, Debbie Creations on Etsy. She also has a website, but her website is different. Her website is threadtheneedle.com, but it looks like this. Let me show you. Thread, so it's right here, thread-the-needle.com. So www.thread-the-needle.com. That's her website. She sells stuff on both her website and on Etsy. And again, on Etsy, she's Debbie Creations, D-E-B-I, and then Creations, all one word, on Etsy. I'll put that up. So I got some patterns from her. So let me show you these. And then, so I decided I wanted to try some Mill Hill stuff. I haven't tried any Mill Hill, and I think it was Stacy from the 911 Stitcher. In one of her videos, she was suggesting for newbies to try doing Mill Hill because it's perforated paper. It's just a change of pace. It'll kind of get you the idea of stitching with beads as well. And so I just thought, sure, why not? I'll give it a try. So I got this one. I got Sleigh Ride. I thought that was really cute. And then I got this one called the Gingerbread House, which I just love. Isn't that so cute? I think that one's really fun. And I mean, look at that little gingerbread button that comes with it and all the beads. So fun. Anyways, so that's the Gingerbread House, Mill Hill. And then I got, this one is called Snowbells, and this is Jangle. There's like 5 or 6 different ones. Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 different ones, and this one's called Jangle. So it's a snowbell, and at the bottom there's his number, Jangle. Isn't he cute? Thought he was so cute with his little scarf and his little hands. On the back it shows, they're really too small to see, but it shows you all the other ones that you can get in this same series. But he was my favorite. the little scarf. So I got that. And then I got Country Cottage Needleworks. Love, oops, let me see. Love is in the air. So I kind of wanted to find some patterns that are for like winter and heading into Valentine's, so that things that I can leave out longer after Christmas and stuff. So I thought that was so cute. I love Valentine's Day. It's kind of my second favorite holiday after Christmas. So I got that one. And then I got Country Cottage Needleworks Love Lives Here. This one. I thought that was so cute. That'll be so fun to do for Valentine's Day. And then I couldn't stand it. I got this one for Christmas. I don't know. I probably won't do this. I don't think I'll. Who knows? I haven't fully kitted up all my Christmas stuff. I'm still finishing up. I want to finish up the Halloween stuff, and then I got to get into Christmas, right? Anyways, this one is called Home for the Holidays, and it is Country Cottage Needleworks Home for the Holidays. Isn't that so cute? There's no place like home for the holidays. I love the gingerbread. I love the peppermint striped words, little houses. So cute. And then, so that was my order from Debbie's Creations. And then lastly, I'm a part of Fat Quarter Shop's quarterly stitch cards with Lori Holt. It's the stitch card subscription by Lori Holt. So every 3 months, I think, every quarter, we get her next release of the stitch cards. And so we got the next set, which is it's set J. And so it's the apple, the globe. I love this vintage telephone. Isn't that so cute? And then the schoolhouse. So yay. I'm excited to do those. I mean, look, it's like, isn't that adorable? Look at that apple. You could even almost make that into a pumpkin too. So cute. Anyways, that's her stitch card J, set J. And I think is that everything? Yeah, it is. That's my haul. So, yeah. It's been a fun month, and I have completely lost in stitching heaven. Like, I just feel like I could stitch and stitch and stitch till the cows come home. I thought I'll show you real quick where I'm at with progress with my crochet blanket, and then I think we'll go, because this is a long video, and I have just jabbered on forever. So, here is my progress on the crochet blanket that I'm working on. We have some friends, actually, my daughter's, so my son-in-law's older sister is having a baby. Actually, 2 of his sisters are having babies, and so I'm working on blankets for them. So this is one of them. It's actually, it's like this big. This is it. It's the granny square stitch. And I'm blending, and it's getting taller. I'm making progress. It's about a little over halfway done. And it has been it's super fun, easy stitch, because it goes really fast. But I'm combining, if you look in this bowl, I'm combining 2 different colorways. So I've got the lilac one. This is I'm using Attic 24 Lucy's Attic 24 Granny Stripe Blanket pattern. You just print it off her website, Attic 24. And I'm using the Karen Baby Cakes. Now, they don't have these anymore. They're really hard to find, but I had a bunch in my stash. And this particular one is Dreamy Violet. But I didn't have enough to make a full blanket. So what I'm doing is I will make up one of the Dreamy Violets. I'll use it all up, and then when that's done, I will switch to this other colorway one, which is the pink one. It has the pink yarn in it. And this one is the Dreamy Rose. And so it worked. They're exactly the same colorway. They just, the different colors, pink in one and purple in the other. And so that's why when you work it up, you get the natural striping You can tell the first ball I did was the purple to here, and then I started it, the next ball was the pink, and here we are in a purple one again. But what's fun is because the colorways are, look at this section in here and in here, it's exactly the same. And so, but it just adds in the pops of color as you go along. And since it's a little girl, purple and pink, I thought it would be fine. So, anyways, that's my progress on the blanket. And that's kind of all I've been focused on because I really need to get it done. She's due in like 2-3 weeks. And so I need to get a bust a move before she pops that baby out, right? So, okay, you guys, I think that's everything for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I just love sharing and chatting about cross stitch and crochet and all the fun things, and I love this community. So I hope you guys enjoy. I hope to be back. I want to I know it's a long time in between my last video and this one. It's been like almost a month, like 3.5, 4 weeks. And I planned on doing it sooner, but we just had all kinds of things going on, and I couldn't find the right time to get in here and get a video done. So hopefully I'd like to get to where I'm doing them every 2 weeks, so I'll try my best this next time. And in between now and when I see you again, do the things you love, and happy stitching. Talk to you soon. Bye.